we're on like windy open roads, and he goes, punch it. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm like on a bend at like 100 miles an hour. He's like, there's no cops out here, man. Don't worry. I was like, all right.
Let's do it. Tom Segura, back at Barstool. First time in the new office.
You look very handsome today.
Do I?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. That makes me feel really good.
Does it? Good. I'm glad.
John is the king of like, he was like, guys don't like like hype each other up enough. So
I think it's totally true.
Yeah.
Dude,
and it fucking feels good.
Did you
feels
see
good.
what happened last night? So last night I tweeted a picture of this dude who's crazy hot. Like he's
No, this dude, Tom, this guy.
Oh, wait, how hot is he?
Tom. You don't even understand, bro.
this guy.
All right, pull him up.
It was
He's-
Trump with Paulina
It's Paulina Gretzky.
and DJ, and like, I mean, it was.
He's really, really, really hot.
I'll be deciding how hot he is. Let me see.
I mean, he's offensively good looking.
He's pretty fucking hot.
He's pretty fucking hot.
That's one of those like I question the big architect in the sky, where it's like, how come me looked like this and you look like that?
I feel
Fuck
like
you, man.
that's the kind of guy that probably, makes women uncomfortable.
Yeah, like you're prettier than I am.
Yeah, you can leave it alone.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to take it out?
Jesus
Whip it.
Christ. Now I'm really getting a
Guys are rocket, man.
Who's he there with? This chick?
I think he's.
No, that's Paulina Gretzky. So that's Dustin Johnson, Gretzky. I don't know who the other guys are.
I don't know who
And
they
then
are.
Trump just random. Is that Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, it's at Mar-a-Lago.
I love
But-
like Halloween, and Trump's just like, fuck that. I'm gonna wear my suit and my red tie, you assholes.
But someone, so I tweeted
Crazy.
that, and then someone like found his Instagram and DM'd him and was like, "Hey man, you're fucking beautiful. Like, how do you get your hair so nice?"
Yeah.
And he sent a genuine response.
He
like,
said, "Hi, I let my hair dry naturally. I don't run my hands through it a lot, so it keeps my natural wave and spray a flexible hairspray in it. Nothing crazy."
and I was like, "That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Trying to help you
guys being like, hey man, you're beautiful."
This
and I'm
is
trying
like this is really the evolution of like the way men are supposed to.
Yeah. And here's him with a duck, by the way.
yeah, he's also got a
As
pet
if
duck.
he didn't need like another thing for girls to be like, oh my god.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I
And
also
this
have pet ducks.
conversation would make our fathers be like, just jump off a building.
Absolutely. My
kill yourself.
dad would be like, you fucking gay losers.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. But you know what? Like all of our fathers are probably gonna die early because
Yeah.
they've suppressed
Yeah.
all their fucking
Of
emotions.
course.
So
They always
when
wanted
they're
to be like,
dead,
You're
where
hot, Jim.
Oh my god.
So Bob down the factory today, he was looking just delicious.
I can't even imagine. I feel like you and Bert are kind of like, you always drop "I love yous" and you guys are,
We do
you
that. We
express
do-
yourselves a
we
little
do
bit
it.
to each other at least.
Yeah, that's like I think you have to be so. That's the thing. It just shows you with guys, you have to be so comfortable.
Well, yeah, I mean, me and
with
him
the
have been
other
doing
guy.
it for a decade. You and Bert have known each other
It's
for
the
how
same.
long? you
Yeah,
know?
like
Yeah.
fuck it, I don't remember, but like, yeah, you know somebody so long that you go. It's like your high school friends. You can say shit like that too. But most guys are like, I don't know. You grow up,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like,
I mean, most of the guys here, I feel like if you said certain company here, if you said, hey man, you look fucking. Actually, the other day, Ricky Velez came in and we've only done Zoom with him.
Yeah.
And I've only ever seen him in the club, and this was the first time we were close. And I just as soon as he sat down, I was like, "You got really pretty eyes, man." And he goes, "Yeah, that was a weird statement, dude." I was like, "Hey,
You know what?
All right,
It's
take
not.
it back."
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know. They're
and
good
you know
looking
what?
eyes,
Now that
man.
we're saying it, Tom.
You got the baby blues.
Yeah, they're popping with that.
Those have
jacket.
worked to your advantage in the past,
you
for
have
sure.
No idea how much I needed this today, you guys. But it's fucking.
We're gonna go for 3.5
what,
hours.
What ends up happening is, I think what happened with guys is like we would also. You've always been around guys who, what they do is they go, "What are you, a fucking? What do you put contacts in with your eye?" And you're like, that's their way of saying you have pretty eyes. Is they insult your eyes.
Right,
Like,
right.
or you get a haircut. Like, yes, what are you going to photo shoot later? And you're like, what? I just got a haircut. Like. So that's, now we're at the point where we're like, oh, we'll say the thing that we want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have to hide it.
Yeah.
It is.
But-
I see. I've been on that train
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
I used to
yeah.
get in fights on the school bus because I would be too complimentary. Be like, "What are you gay?" I'm like, "I'll fucking fight you."
So wait, you were complimenting guys?
Yeah, I always say, I was like, "That's a sick
Well,
shirt."
John's also gay.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for him to
I'd
come
be like,
out,
"That's a
so.
sick shirt, man." I used to say, my biggest school bus fight.
See, but that's hilarious. It's like, nice shirt. What are you, gay?
Yeah. What are you, some sort of pussy?
I like your shirt. The fuck?
Where did you get? I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to get on your level.
Yeah.
Where do I get that shirt, dude? It's very nice.
Well,
The worst is like, I didn't even go there with it. I've complimented a guy's car, and they're like, what? And I'm like, it's a fucking crazy Aston Martin. Like, I can't say nice car, and he's like, all right, and you're like, all right, man, like that's,
Sorry, I take it back.
That is the fucking ultimate level of insecure. If a guy can't take a compliment on his property,
Right.
Like you can't even take that, dude.
Dude, that's the car Daniel Craig drove in the new Bond. I think
Yeah.
it's cool to see it in person.
Yeah.
That's also like the whole fucking point of having a car like that.
I mean, or at least like you don't want to say, yeah, man, it's fucking, you should drive this thing. Like
Yeah.
something, it's fucking nuts.
Right,
Like,
right.
Guy's like, all right, okay, man.
People are such assholes. You're a big car guy, right?
I mean, it's funny. Like once you do things on the internet, you realize what people, how they say what level you are of that.
Oh, yeah.
so like,
Absolutely.
I like cars,
Right.
But since I can't fix them, people are like, you're not a car guy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I love cars. I love driving cars. I like going to the track. I like all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you go to a track
Yeah.
and you own several, I would imagine.
You have no
and
idea how many people go like, do you
that's-
change your own oil? I'm like,
Yeah.
no. And they're like, why? I'm like, because I have money.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Pay people to do that.
You don't
Right.
sell out theaters, right?
Yeah,
you think I
yeah,
changed my
yeah.
fucking oil? These hands haven't gotten dirty in a decade.
Yeah, man. Are you fucking crazy?
all that shit, though, yeah.
If I was an MC, I would be paying someone to change my oil. Yeah.
That to me, like, that went out the window a long time ago, being able to do shit.
I think you're a
like,
car guy if you can drive a.
a stick shift.
A manual,
Yeah,
yeah.
are you a manual?
I think if you know
I
it's
have a
called a
couple-
manual.
Are you an asshole about it?
No.
Yeah, like
you
I-
want to know? I'll tell you a secret because we're like in a real safe zone here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let it out.
I love driving cars, like always, right? I love sports cars and exotics. I didn't know how to drive a manual into my late 30s.
Yeah.
And I fucking found a place. I found a guy on Yelp who was like, I'll teach you how to drive manual.
On Yelp?
On Yelp.
The review
Yep.
thing?
I just like manual. He had a business called like Learn to Drive. And like I went to meet him. He's like, what do you like? He's like, most people do this because they're going to Europe or
Yeah.
like India. Like for a job,
Like the
And
last places
and
that
they're
do
like,
this.
they only have manuals. I was like, I just ordered an M2 competition. I don't know how to drive. And he's like, okay. So I learned at like 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I went through all the shit that you would probably go through at 16 if you were learning a manual at that age. I did it at like stalling at fucking stoplights. People being like, "What the fuck?" like behind me.
You were in this fucking
And I'm-
unbelievable car,
And
right?
then but I just kept doing it, and then
Yeah.
now I'm addicted. I just ordered my third one yesterday.
When I was a kid, my dad would let me shift. I mean, like a kid. I was like 7.
Yeah.
So I would just know we had like this shitty Nissan, and he would obviously be like hitting the clutch and all that. But I knew how to do it at that level.
It's rad. It is once you get. Like,
I could
it's
see it
fun.
feeling pretty cool.
It's fun.
But also, I'm like, also if you're buying Aston Martins and fucking BMWs and all this shit, I don't really give a shit about driving like my Nissan in, as an automatic.
Oh, yeah,
what
you
I
don't
mean?
have
It's
to-
like
yeah,
I don't want to be working at it when I'm just like going from point A to point B.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
once it's like high performance shit, you feel like you're in a fucking
Yeah.
race car.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
So it's
Yeah.
fun.
I had a buddy who had one, and it's like like his first car was manual, and he was such an aggressive driver that like I think that's probably the only time I've ever been in manual. Like, and I would, in order to make a point, because I'm passive aggressive and kind of a pussy, I won't say things out loud unless you look beautiful. And he was so bad driving it that I would make sure I leaned forward and went back every time.
just
he
to be like,
shifted.
you're a herky jerky asshole.
And
Yeah.
every single time we just get in a screaming match in the car. He's like, you gotta just sit back. Like, I'm like, dude, you gotta just drive better. And it's just rock the entire time.
It does make you really, really upset if you're driving a manual and someone's like,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm not shifting.
not that-
right."
yeah.
Dude, I would be kissing the dashboard. I'd be one of those wobbly
Yeah.
birds.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's fucking fun though. Here's the thing, like not even if it's manual, if you just have never driven a wild performance car,
Yeah.
automatic even, and you get into it, you'll be
You
like,
feel it.
oh, if you're driving it,
Dude, I
'Cause
mean-
people will be like, why would you get this? I'm like, have you driven something like this
Yeah,
before?
because you can feel the difference. I mean,
You're like,
growing up
yeah,
my
I
whole
drove
life.
a $30,000 Audi. Like,
Yeah,
no,
you're
no,
like,
it's
no, you
don't
not,
get
it's
it.
not the same thing.
Yeah, I had, growing up, we had like some minivans for a while, some Nissans, regular shit. And then my family, we got an Acura, like a TL, just like the sedan. And even that, I'm driving it with like my big toe, just like barely touching.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, I feel like I'm in a fucking spaceship. And it had those, like, the big white like headlights. So it was like,
Dude.
we went from like broke ass cars to that. And I felt like I was, in a spaceship. So I can't imagine an actual
I took a crew.
performance
I
car.
took everybody. I have this Vegas deal that I do every few months at the Mirage. So I had like 6 people out there. I took them all to dream racing, including Nadav, who is my producer at YMH. and he's only driven a Honda Civic in his that's
Wow,
it.
that's it.
And I put him in a Porsche 911 GT3, and I was like, "Take laps, dude." And he was like, "Oh, man." Scared.
Can you, if you go to one of those tracks, like with zero experience, whatever, they'll just hand you the keys?
Well,
Or you
with an
gotta, like-
instructor.
Okay, so
instructor in the passenger seat.
but you're driving.
But you're driving, yeah.
That's fucking.
It's super fun, man. It is.
Yeah.
It's like a life. It's a fun experience.
Do you sign? Is there like some sort
Yeah,
of?
you sign like a
if-
death waiver.
Yeah. But if I were to do that and like fuck it up, is it on me or is there also
no,
like insurance
it's all
that covers
covered.
it?
It's all covered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that's always been my thing. I'm like, I would love to get on a track.
Do
and
it,
some of that
dude.
shit. Yeah.
Do that. Do
Because I
Vegas is
drive
a
like an
great
asshole.
place
I like
do
to
it.
drive like fast. I like to drive aggressive.
The funny thing is, like, when you learn how different that driving is to what you're used to driving on the street.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're braking way later than you think you should.
Mm-hmm.
You're pointing. You're like, I'm gonna hit that. And they're like, No, you
No,
won't.
you're gonna-
It's
yeah.
fun, man.
Do you, when you're driving like your cars, do you ever get, and I guess this kind of speaks to the Aston Martin dude earlier, like, do you get annoyed with people getting excited about it?
No.
No? See, and this is obviously a ridiculous comparison, but like when you have a dog and someone's like, let me pet it, let me talk to it, I want to like, what's it like?
Oh.
And you're like, dude, I don't want to talk, I'm just walking my dog right now. I don't feel like having this
No,
conversation.
I'll have the conversation. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm going in. I'm like, oh yeah, and I'll tell them like what was done to like all the modifications. Then I'll just like walk into the place. But I'll never like, excuse me.
Okay.
What's like your baby, your crown jewel?
Right now, I have this GT4, a Porsche GT4, that I sent to this guy named Rick Damon up here, who's like a racer.
Yeah.
And like he tuned it, he bore out the engine, made it a 4.5 liter engine. He shortened the gears. He made the gears shorter.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking rocket
Did
ship.
you know this shit ahead of time?
That he did? Well, I heard about.
I mean, like, did you know, even all this terminology and all this shit? Like, when you were a kid growing up, you never had them.
No,
Did you know about
not
them,
as a
or you
kid.
just got
Not-
into it?
not-
once
not
you
a
got-
kid. But I
once you got
always,
rich.
I knew about like places that tuned cars. So I was always like, I want to do that if I can ever get a car and tune it. I wanted
Right.
to do that because I was like, you mean they make that car even crazier?
Right.
Like, that's what I wanted to do.
I'm learning about that right now.
It's fun.
This is my
This is
moment.
our lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, if you got money, what would you like? Enough money to get like a, just blow it on a car? What would you?
I
do
wouldn't,
you know?
I'd call Tom and be like, what kind of car
Yeah.
should I get? I wouldn't have any idea how to get a car.
Just get a Porsche, dude.
It's a Porsche?
Yeah.
See, but I call it a Porsche because I'm not on
you're
that
not
level.
a Porsche guy
I'm
yet,
not a
man.
Porsche.
When you own a Porsche,
When
you
you're
can say
an
Porsche.
owner, you say Porsche.
That's the first page of the manual.
That's like the first-
Now you can
Yeah.
say at the end there.
No, they're all, like there's so many amazing ones, right? It's just like it's what you like, it's what you gravitate towards. And the only way I always tell people, because my friends will know that I like cars and they'll be like, "What should I get?" I'm like, "Dude, do the test drives.
Yeah, you
Don't do it off of like the photo. Drive the car, because if you drive like 5 to 10, let's say performance cars, there's gonna be one you're like, this feels amazing to you. That's the one you should get.
Do you drive it when you test drive a Porsche? Not there. Do you do it like on a racetrack or do you just on the
Nah,
streets?
they don't usually let you do. I mean, there's like. I really feel like I'm like an auto journalist today. There are a couple
The average
places.
person, you know how many there's gonna be like car guys out there who are gonna be so fucking annoyed about this.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
No, but like, for example, Porsche does have this thing called the Porsche driving experience. So there's one in LA, there's one in Atlanta. So you can go and actually drive that car on tracks for a day, right? But that's not like a sales thing. That's just supposed to be like an experience.
Yeah.
But most of the time, no. Most of the only place that I got to drive a car insane on roads was I was on the road in North Carolina. And I was like, hey, I want to check out a Porsche. It was a 981. It was a Cayman. And I thought they were going to do your regular, where they go up to this light, make a right, and then come back. And this guy was like, all right, we're going to like go off on these side roads here. And I was like, for real? And then we're on like windy open roads. And he goes, punch it. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? He's like, yeah. And I'm like I'm like on a bend at like 100 miles an hour. He's like, there's no cops out here, man. I was like, all right. And I took it back to the dealership, flew back to LA and
bought it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I guess like a real test drive lets
I thought you were gonna say Germany or fucking.
No,
somewhere
I
in
wish.
Europe
No,
where
most
it's
of the times,
you
like
know.
in LA, it's the worst because in LA, you pick up the car on like fucking Doheny and Beverly, and they're like, go up to this light,
It's,
stop,
25 feet.
take
Stop.
a right,
Yeah, that's
go
stop
up this.
and go.
Don't rev it too loud. There's neighbors here. Okay, and then you drive it like 100 yards. And
I
you're like, do you
see-
like it? And you're like, I don't know. Like,
I see.
I don't like the neighbors,
like,
that's for sure.
There's Lamborghinis, like actually around here in this neighborhood. I've seen a couple times, and it's just like, Well, for what?
Well, this is a
man?
terrible city to
The
like,
worst.
have a crazy performance car.
That's so stupid.
why would you do it here?
The only time on right on the Hudson River on the West Side Highway, late at night,
Sure.
you can whip, and then it's cool because you're like on the river, you see the
Yeah,
bridge. It's like a couple miles, and that's it.
But your
Like,
day-to-day shit.
No,
it's
never. And parking in
terrible.
garages and
Yeah.
I mean, and they're like 6 inches from the ground, so any potholes, anything. You're
I have friends
fucked.
here who have like their garage fees. I'm like, what?
Oh, it's nuts,
just,
man. It's nuts. I got in. I parked right by the garden, and I got in during COVID for $400, and that's like the deal of a life.
Yeah.
I drove a fucking Fiat like a gay ball because they did a deal where it was like if you lease a Fiat right now in New York City, you can also get parking for $99 a month in a garage. Which the garages near me at the time were $750 a month.
Yeah, that's what I was
So I was like,
hearing.
this
I was
is
like,
a
oh my
major
God.
fucking like discount. So I just drove around in my little Fiat.
This is why most of America is like, I could never live in New York. This is
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
But they also people come to New York and they'll come and you'll show them a good time for a weekend.
Yeah.
And they'll leave and they'll be like, man, I couldn't live like this. I'm like, dude, I don't live like
Right,
this.
right, I'm just-
I
yeah.
was showing you a
was-
good
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Like, I'm not out till 4 a.m. every fucking night.
No.
Like,
But you were for a while, probably, right?
There was
Not
well, you
really.
because you came. Well, how old were you when you came here?
Well, when I first came here, I was 21. And
That's-
then
No. But like the second time around, when you like lived
Second time
here.
around, I was 27, 28.
From where? Where'd you move from?
Boston.
Okay. All right. All right.
So, I mean, not that.
When I
drastically
was-
strange.
At my peak of drinking and partying, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, we would be out till 3:30.
Yeah, my
For
sister.
no good
My
reason.
sister lived
No
here
fucking
for like
reason.
a decade. My older sister did, and I would come visit, and I think it coincided with the fact that Sex and the City was on the air. That like all the women of
every
that
girl.
age were like, I'm going to live like that,
Yeah.
regardless of my income.
I was gonna say
And then
nobody
she
can live
left
like that.
New York, and she was like, "I have like $60,000 in credit card." I was like, "What?" And she was like, "All I did was like go out every night and just put it on cards." And I
Yeah.
was like, "You're at," but I mean, I get it, like looking back, but she was like always dressed incredibly.
Absolutely. There's a
Going out
lot
to
of
places. I was
fake ballers out here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
you cannot you have to have a lot. You have to have a big job, big paycheck.
Yeah.
To live in like a nice apartment on your own and go out and dress nice, like
It takes real money.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
times I'm like, we're doing pretty well now. We're almost 15 years in at Barstool, like one of the early fucking people. And I'm still like, when's that paycheck coming in? I gotta pay these bills. You know what I mean?
Jesus
It's like,
Christ,
it's
man.
insane. Yeah, no. Like when you're like, yeah, I'm on my, fifth car. I'm like, fuck! I drive a Hyundai, Tom, least.
Well, to be fair, it's ninth car.
So Tom
Where do you
just
even
came in
put
from.
these, Tom? Where do you even put your cars?
Well, I have lifts in the garage.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
Fuck!
but this is a fucking real asshole move. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, God.
I'm actually having a thing built where when you'll drive up, the ground will open and the cars will go down into a garage. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So fucking stupid,
But
and
the only reason-
gratuitous and awesome.
The only reason I'm able to do that is that I'm doing the Hulu Theater. March 31st here in New York, and you should get tickets at
Is this still the I'm Coming Everywhere tour?
Yeah, that goes on until 2023.
Oh my God, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, it really does?
it really does.
Jeez.
Because he's coming everywhere.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're at home being like, is he coming on me? It's like, yes, he's coming. he's
Dude,
coming
we just
to you.
added dates in Northfield, Ohio, Los Angeles, Long Beach, Toronto, D.C., Wichita, Portland, Maine, Vegas, New York, Bakersfield, San Francisco, Sacramento, Fort Wayne, Cincinnati, Columbus, and Indianapolis.
Can I ask you a question? Does that work?
What?
What you just did?
Like announcing
like,
it?
Yeah, like are there people at home being like, oh shit, he said
Actually,
Portland,
yes.
like, you know?
Actually, yes, because
Yeah. Or Northfield. Like if you're in a
one
big city,
thing
you know it's coming. But like
you
these-
think like when you have like a fan base from something, you're like, I said the thing once,
yes.
so now they know, and then you realize once you pay attention to like let's say like Instagram is where I probably post the most, right?
Yeah.
You realize like when you post there, every time you post,
Someone new.
someone's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're coming to Houston," and you're like, "Yeah, I announced it
I know.
months ago and like 6 other
And it
times."
sucks because I feel like I do have.
And then you'll leave Houston. They're like, "What?" And people will be like, "Well, how come you
I
never come
miss.
to
Yeah,
Houston?"
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
But then I was
You
like,
and
there's
Bert
the
are so good at
assholes
that.
who are like who do hear. They listen. You know, the diehard fans.
Well, you're
and they hear
diehards,
everything. And
they-
it's like
they-
we're good. We got you. But they're also
You're-
like, "Oh, I've heard this 1,000 times. Like, well, you
Yeah.
fucking listen to every single thing we do. I got to get to some of the
I mean,
normal people.
yeah, that's the hardcore fan.
Yeah.
But then you have like your casual fan or
Right.
someone who like just doesn't check your posts every day.
Every
and
single
so,
day,
like
yeah.
they're catching it that
People
time.
like that exist? How dare they?
Yeah, I know. I mean, the same things. Like you can't That's the real thing is you cannot market kind of enough in different ways. Right.
Yeah. You and Bert really are, I think, like top notch when it comes to that.
He's the best at it.
Yeah,
As marketing, he's the promo. He does promos. He does them on the fly, one take. You know, you remember like he hosted that Travel Channel show for years.
Yeah.
So like when he's
in host mode.
Oh, he can just like he faces the camera and does like a wrap up like he used to do on his TV show.
Did you see the
He's great
Joe
at
Coy
it.
one he just
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Little peanuts out.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he's so comfortable being naked.
Well, I got a
comfortable.
bone to pick with this motherfucker.
Yeah.
When you guys did an episode a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how long his balls were.
Yeah.
And so he showed it to you, and I think you said like those are knee knockers, man, and so we have talked we talk a lot on this show about long balls.
Really?
Particularly that we have, because we both have long balls, but when you have a long ball day, like sometimes you have long ball days, sometimes you have a short ball day.
Because I don't think of myself as having long balls, but I have days.
Days, right. And when I have a day, I feel like they're
My
scraping the ground.
days are I got armadillo days, but like I got other days where they're fucking they're knocking me. They're like I'll sit on them all the time that whole day.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, yeah.
I've seen him do the like fuck, sat on it.
Yeah, just like a little, like I'll
sad.
do this like in a chair. I'll kind of like rotate and one will roll down a hill and bam, it gets.
That's
split.
like that Mr. Belvedere story.
Mr. Belvedere?
Remember the sitcom Mr. Belvedere?
Yes.
So there was a week where they had to push the shoot because at the table read he sat on his balls. And Adam Sandler was the guest star on that episode, so he's the one that put the story out there.
No
Really?
Yeah,
fucking way.
the guy was like,
Mr.
like,
Belvedere himself
he,
or someone else on the show?
Mr. Belvedere bruised his balls sitting on them, and they're like, we're not going to shoot today.
Yeah. Like this is my Jordan flu game. No, man, like I can't.
Yeah.
So I texted Bert, and now Bert, when he came through once, he was like, "Take down my number,"
Yeah.
And we don't text often, like
Right.
very infrequently, but it's usually like when he sold out Red Rocks, I'm like, "Hey, congratulations, man."
Yeah.
So like, and there's been a few times where I've said something, are you coming through or want to come by, and he just doesn't reply, which is fine, whatever. But and I sent him this, and it's a tough one to get on.
This is a wild text to send, but I got to see how long your nuts are. I feel like I've got the longest balls on record. I need to understand what we're talking about.
To send that to a man who you really talk to very infrequently and not get any reply is pretty fucking tough. That one hurts.
I get that.
And what's even worse than that is what we've learned. We put this on our last episode. We made like all of our promo clips, like laughing about it. Still nothing.
Well, Josh
not even
Potter-
an acknowledgement. Like he's. I don't need to see the balls anymore. I almost just need like a ha ha being like. Funny, man, Now it's just like he's sitting at home being like, those guys won't stop fucking talking about my sack.
Let me see.
Are you pulling up the nuts?
I'm asking him for a picture.
Josh Potter DM'd me and was like, he's like, look, he just hasn't seen that text. He's not a big text guy. He's like, if he saw that text, he would.
I almost hope he did though. I'd rather him be like, fucking weirdo.
This has
Put it in
become
the
now
pocket.
like 3 episodes in a row where we're just begging to see Bert's balls.
Well, we had another guy. He said,
He's the worst, by the way, at responding.
"Oh yeah, all right."
worst.
So we'll go with that. That's
No, it's not even we'll go with that. He's the
He
fucking
is, yeah.
worst.
Which is funny to me. I feel
There's
like
times where I've been like, "Hey, dude, like you have to answer this." He's like, "Sorry, I just got back."
really
and I'm
two
like,
bears is like the perfect name for it because it's more like one bear. You are in you want a show with like a big dumb drunk bear.
He's the fucking biggest fucking idiot sometimes. And I love him, but there's no way.
What do you think is the dumbest Bert Kreischer moment in your estimation, like for your career? Like, was there one specific time
What
where
was
like, you gotta be
Vince
fucking
Carter's
kidding me?
best windmill dunk? I don't know, dude. Dude, it's hard to say. I don't know. He's just, he really is like a big child. Like
Yeah,
that thing
yeah,
is not.
it
It's
seems
not
like
like a
that.
fucking persona.
Right. That's
like,
it.
I'll text his wife.
Right.
And be like, is he around his phone? Or do you know where he'll be? She'll be like, I'll tell you, he's gonna be like. You have. It's like you're wrangling
And
a
her,
child.
God bless Leanne, being married to it. It's like
I know.
fucking.
She
You're
knows.
married to it in a way too. You guys
Yeah.
are nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, pun intended.
I'm reluctantly laughing at all of this because
He is the
I
Bert.
see a lot of distinct parallels.
He is the Bert. A lot of drinking, a lot of childlike behavior.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I didn't even text you guys because I wanted to show it to you in person. I have this thing where I've been sleep eating a lot, nonstop.
What?
I sleep eat. Like
What's that?
Like I wake up and I just go through I'll wake up and did I actually picture the
He'll wake
cabinets?
up like no pants on, like drawers all opened, like empty cartons of milk of ice cream just like floating around, and he's like, what just happened?
Dude, this weekend, Friday night or Saturday night, I got up and apparently I got peanut butter cups in my sleep. And then I fell asleep.
Oh my god! No, you shit.
see.
You shit everywhere. You
Oh
shit
my
everywhere.
God.
It is.
You don't even know that you did this?
I woke up and I woke up. I sleep. I didn't have a
It's
shirt
wild.
on.
I've never been around a sleepwalker, and my 5-year-old is sleepwalking.
No way.
Really?
It's fucking wild. Like, and I caught him the other day. Caught him walking into the kitchen. Like, what are you doing? Because it was like 11:30. He was like, oh. I go to bed. He's like, okay. And he started to go the wrong way. I go, where are you going? He's like, what? I go, your room's down here. And he was like, oh. And then I followed him into his room. He walks into the closet, pulls his pants down, starts peeing. I go, hey! I go, this isn't a toilet. And he was like, huh? I was like, oh, this, because I also found him on the couch like a week ago. I was like, what are you doing out here?
Sounds like
man?
we're talking about like a puppy or
I
something.
know.
I was gonna say it sounds like you're talking about like an older man.
He's like,
Right,
he's
right.
like, he's sleepwalking, and you see it, and you're like, is this real? Because you always hear about it, but you know, to actually like watch
it.
someone do it,
Yeah.
I'd never been around.
I'm a
somebody.
big talker, walker, everything.
It's very funny you saying this because we saw you at the 9/11 special at MSG.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you were
Murdered it, by
talking
the way.
about
Oh,
your son,
thanks.
and I think
Oh,
you
that
said
was-
he sounds a lot older. I
Yeah.
don't want to like use bits or whatever.
Yeah.
And having that on
Shout
top
out.
of it is fucking.
Yeah, he's got a raspy voice. He does. He's like, hey, and he wears fucking. The
fuck's up?
He's like rad. He wears knee-high Pac-Man socks and an Adidas track jacket, and he'll be like,
No way.
Hey. I'm like, you're a cool little fuck, dude. Like,
Where does that come from? Are you like, have you been, I hate the word grooming, but
no,
like,
I mean, I
training
think
him to do that?
Christina's definitely getting him in the Adidas gear.
Yeah, that helps when your mom, when the
Yeah.
mom is cool. It helps
Yeah.
because I think if if you're like a single dad, like there are times I want to let Keegan rock like what the fuck ever he wants, but it's like, all right, we got to be like somewhat of respectable humans here.
Yeah.
But his mom has like some style too, so she's putting him in cool sneakers and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. Like,
This kid is like, man, and like he likes Pac-Man so much that sometimes he'll go out in a Pac-Man T-shirt, Pac-Man socks, a Pac-Man hat, and Pac-Man shoes.
just Pac-Man
Yeah,
out,
so
top to
people are
bottom.
like, "What's up, man?" He's like,
Motherfucker
"I like
likes
Pac-Man." I'm like, all right, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
They were telling a story recently where he walks up to Bert and he was like, "Here, you want a cup of water?"
Oh my god.
And Bert's like, I no. And he's like, "You take a sip of it first." And he's like, "No, man, no, I'm not doing it." He had fucking scooped it under the toilet.
The worst was that I fucking go. I go, he goes, "Is this toilet water?" And he was like, "No." And I go, "Tell me the truth." And I was like, "Look at me." And I go, "Tell me the truth." He goes, "It's not." And I was like, I believe him. And then Bert was still like, "I don't know." So I go to the bathroom, and you could see the water trail from the toilet. And I was like, "Dude," he was like, "Yeah." That's
Wait, how
Straight
did
up
your
pathological liar?
how did your brain know right away to go with that toilet water? Is this like a thing he does?
it's like that he came from the bathroom, and he was like, "Bert, drink this."
Yeah, that's
Like
just a
that.
weird
and
thing.
Bert was like, "What? Where'd you get that?" And he was like, "I got you some water." And he was,
would be a weird thing for he's 5.
he's 5.
For a 5-year-old to like offer a guest a cup of water. Is a
Dude, he
bizarre
also did
move,
this.
you
He's
know?
clever. Like he goes, "I'm gonna make a sandwich," and I go, "Okay." And he goes, "I need some privacy." And I was like, "All right." And so I left, and then I see him. He goes, "See, I got a sandwich," and I go, "Yeah, good job, man." And then I went to make sure he put things away, and there were fucking candy wrappers. So he was eating candy in the pantry.
Making a
That's
sandwich.
smart,
Did he
man.
make anything, or just
He
have, like,
did.
bread?
He did.
He
No,
did make it, but he
did
had the
make it.
candy.
I was like,
Yeah, that's fucking. They're
Yeah.
conniving, man.
"Yeah, man."
My daughter has been telling. So she's either with her nanny, her mom, or her dad, and
Yeah.
she kind of like plays everyone off each other. Where she will tell.
Oh,
So
yeah.
all she's been eating for like 4 straight years is chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Because she tells like the nanny, "Oh, I had a hamburger at grandma's house." No, we didn't. You know, you come to grandma's house. "Oh, we had like chicken there." So everybody just thinks like, "Oh, well then I'll give you the chicken nuggets." And she knows, like, and
She
she got
knows.
caught in a lie the other day,
Yeah.
and she was like,
I can hear him in earshot sometimes, and he'll be like, he'll be like, "Mom, can I have chicken nuggets?" And she'll be like, "No." And he'll come in and he'll be like, "Mom said yes."
Yes.
I'm like, "I heard her." And he'll
Wild,
be like, "Oh, yeah."
It is crazy the shit you think. Like I did it from 5 until fucking still today. The shit you think you get away from with your parents.
Oh, yeah.
When you're like I thought I invented that. I was
Yeah.
positive I
lying
invented
to your parents?
like saying dad said it was okay when he didn't.
Well, it's because we're all like self-serving. Everybody is.
Yeah.
Everybody
and
wants.
from an early age.
Yeah, you want what you want.
When
you know?
Shay said to me the other day, like, I said, don't tell your mom. And she said, okay, like, you don't tell her either, though. I'm like, okay, yeah, don't worry. I'm an adult. I know how to lie. You're the fuck. We got nuts?
I go, "You got a picture of your balls from behind?" And he goes, "I should."
Wait, you said from behind?
Yeah.
That's what the picture was? From
Yeah, he
behind?
was bent over. Yeah.
I should. Like, I gotta scroll through the...
He was
Did he go like that? Like, he
So-
took
no,
it or someone else took
What
it?
happened was he was on he was bent over and facing away, backing up. I don't know if it was on his bus or whatever.
Okay.
And one of the crew was I think they were filming, so they paused the video to show me, and I was like, "Whoa, dude!" Like he's backing out, and you just see the balls from their origin, like almost to the back of his knees.
Their
They
origin.
looked like a 90-year-old man's balls. They looked so crazy. They looked like a pig's balls. Have you ever seen a pig's balls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were really gross, man.
Like, if that was you, would you show them? Like, if you saw that there was like like if you were like, oh my God, look
I
at
always
that,
feel like if
or
I
would
had
you just like
something
delete?
like I don't know, as a guy, you're like, if I had like a really impressive dick or balls, not that like now we're in a time where people are like, don't say this, but like I feel like I would show them a lot more. Like if I had
Definitely,
a
though.
crazy dick, I'd be like, check this thing out,
Yeah.
put it on the table,
Oh, I'd have all the party tricks.
Yeah,
the
why not?
wristwatch and all those things, like the cliche things. Like,
I mean, I'd ask for consent. You know what I mean? But
That
I'd
always
pull it
works.
out.
no one's gonna say no. It happened to us just the other day. We were on our friend's podcast, and he was like, "Before you leave, you want to see my balls?" And we're like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
Also,
but
they were want to see something.
They were
Like,
so normal that I was like, why are you asking people?
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna be cool or big or crazy.
They were just a
I was
pair
like,
of
those
balls?
look like my fucking balls, man.
it's just a
and
set
then
of
and then it was weird. I mean, he's doing the show. It's two gay guys. They're like on purpose being like
Oh.
ridiculous. But I was like, he even pulled them out from the side of his costume and went like that. Like, yeah, they're just balls.
Sorry,
And
I
was
wish
like,
they were
yeah.
better.
Yeah, I was like, why are we even doing this?
Yeah, why did he? He's just like, I just need a guy to tell me my balls look nice.
Just a sack.
Did you give him a nice compliment?
I just said they look like balls, man. I did say they look like they could be mine. So enough of a compliment there.
That was my I forgot about this. How I was very into showing my balls back in the day with back with nudes. I would always draw on my balls.
Yeah.
And I would send pictures like that.
Like on them or on the phone? Or on
no,
your
no,
balls?
like I would my skin would be drawn on. And I would
like eyes, ears, nose,
Wait,
mouth.
say
sort of thing?
what?
yeah, like a girl would be like, oh, like, can I have a nude? And I'd be like, oh yeah, here you go. And like there was one where it was just like my nuts. I was fisted my nuts, and then it was like so it was real tight, and I had a smiley face on it. But the one I liked better was I had my nuts on either side of my shaft, and then I had drawn a rather intricate butterfly wings on,
yes.
both of my balls, and it was like this is kind of a pretty picture.
Yeah.
This is, those are artistic nudes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's a
How was
very
that
creative
received?
idea.
What was her response?
It was not poorly received. Wasn't as well received as I'd like it to be, but it was.
Did you
like-
never send pictures, or you always sent drawings?
No, they were
Like,
like.
would you send regular ones?
I'd send regular ones too. Yeah, but sometimes I just spice it
Well,
up.
you
a
got
bit.
you got to also like, hey, look at the fucking like wacky picture instead of like look at the rather unimpressive dick and balls.
Just the
you know?
dick you've seen. You've seen this dick on 50,000 different guys.
Yeah,
it is just a regular old
there's
penis.
nothing to nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
like you're not getting the group text treatment from, which is a good thing by the way too though, because you could be in the group text for the girls like, oh my God, he showed me his dick and like it's small or it's terrible.
I never sent a pic. I think I missed the cutoff, of like when that
You've
was.
never sent a dick pic?
Never.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't really, right?
No.
If you were to send Christina a dick pic, she would just like it would be a joke, right?
I mean,
Like if you were trying to be like sexy, would it work?
I don't
Like, yo,
fucking
babe,
know.
the kids are at grandma's house tonight. Like,
I always had that thing though that you were like that like goes like don't send photos of your genitals to anyone.
You're smart.
Like, just don't.
Oh, you have a brain. That's nice.
Yeah.
It must be fun to live that world.
That got left at the factory for me.
I don't know.
It is one of those things. I do think we've crossed over into like no one cares anymore. I don't think like
I certainly hope because
done.
it's inevitable.
Everyone except Tom. Where it's like it was like, yeah, I know. You put your nudes out there, and it is. This has been said to death, but like it is the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Right. They're not Bert's nuts on the bus
No.
like from a bad angle.
So
It's
you
like
try to
this
fluff
is
it up and give it the color,
this is
the
as good
lighting.
as I can be.
Yeah.
And you do different, like you look for the best angle. What do? Do you go side?
Well, you know what the
I
key
haven't
is?
done one in a long
The key is
time.
you do like a 3/4. Because then it leaves a little to the imagination.
right.
Like that might get really big.
Oh,
there could
right,
be like
right.
several more inches, and it's like it's not. It just goes a little.
Yeah.
The angle goes up. That's about the
Yeah.
width and girth of it all. But yeah, you're trying to get some lighting, some colors, some, you know.
You change. I've been off the game for a bit. I've been
Really?
on, yeah. I think it's become passe. I think you got to start drawing on nuts again.
I think your drawing thing is really a good idea. Yeah. I think I would adopt that.
With like a marker.
Yeah, usually a marker. Pen's a little. I'm trying to
And then you
pen.
take a
Ballpoint
photo
pen,
of the
that's
piece
not
of
gonna
paper, and you're like, "Here's what it is."
Wait, what's that?
You take a photo of the paper.
No, it's not on paper. It's on my
drawing
skin.
You're drawing
on
on your balls.
On
Yeah.
the balls.
And, so it's like just a more colorful approach to.
Yeah, well, it's like so.
Yeah.
So the wings were the wings the balls, or the balls were.
The wings were drawn on the testicles.
Oh, I thought you were tracing your balls.
No. It was. I was
That's
drawing
pretty
on the
cool,
penis.
too,
I
though.
thought that was like some Picasso level shit. I was like, wow.
Tracing, be like, here's your dick pic, baby. It's a fucking outline of my cock.
Yeah, it's basically like a dick pic from the 1800s. Like, here you go. I drew it for you.
You got a flip book of myself getting hard.
Yeah.
Well, do you say dick? Is that your? We talked about this last episode of like, what terminology are you using out there?
I mean, usually, dick to me, cock is really aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, you can say it, but
We said that you almost have to have a cock.
oh right.
Like I don't think guys like us can be like my cock because it's like we have penises,
Right.
You know, guys.
I
like,
almost have
other
a
guys have
P9. Yeah.
right. Like if you say cock, you better back it up.
Yeah.
Right?
No, a cock, you need like a doggy bag
Oh.
to go home with it or something. Like, right? I know I don't have a cock.
Like Patrick Ewing has a cock.
Oh.
Like when there are stories about you taking it out of the toilet when you shit or taping it to your leg when you play.
You know-
that might
yeah.
even be. We might need something higher than cock, but like that's
You know
a cock.
what you have.
The fact-
Everybody
the
knows.
fact that-
Yeah, if you're listening to this, you're going,
You know what you have, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I sometimes like I've never been like insulted, like no one's ever been like, "Is this it?" But like,
But you know.
But
you're also not impressed. You're not blowing anyone away, right?
No.
You know.
no.
No. My best bet is that it's. I think I have a good looking dick.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, it's like it's not weird looking.
Yeah.
It's not like it has like bumps and lumps and colors and shit. It's just like it's got a head. You know.
Yeah.
if you close your eyes and picture a dick, it's my dick.
Yeah, right. It's kind of just like good.
what a
That's
dick
what
looks like.
I'd rather that than like a
Mine's
freak
like
show.
the American Medical Association like measurements. Yeah. They're like,
But it's pretty solid, man. Yeah. Sometimes I see those numbers that it's like, the average man, it's like 5.2. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's just fine.
We asked this to Bert when he was on fairly recently, and we had talked about your potential fantasy threesome with Adriana Chechik.
I mean, we got
who,
to
by
talk.
the way,
fact
just
that you're not
turned
fucking
30
doing this.
yesterday.
Happy birthday,
I thought
Adriana.
she was older than that.
Yeah, third.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah, I
that
thought
means she started probably when we should not have been watching her.
I thought she was. No,
She's been in the game a minute, man.
Yeah, but I think she was early 20s. But I honestly, I think just because of her personality and maybe because she's a little mean,
yeah.
it seems. I always
She's
thought
very.
she was like.
No, she's very intimidating.
Yeah,
I don't think she's mean, but she will fucking scare the shit
those
out
words mean the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
If you're intimidating, I just
You
consider
mean-
you mean.
yeah.
But I always thought she was like early to mid 30s, and
Okay.
she just
Just
had her
turned
30th
30.
birthday.
Okay.
We asked Bert, what are you buying for your strap on?
Yeah.
Are you going with your regular size, or are you going like a little something different?
I'm going fucking gorilla style. I think, dude.
Patrick Ewing, man.
I mean, she's a savage.
She's an animal.
Yeah.
I heard, who was it? Another porn star I heard talking, saying Adriana Chechik has never watched her own porn because she's like appalled with herself.
She's appalled with herself.
Like she's like, I go to a place that's like so disgusting when I do it that I can't believe that that's me, so I can't even watch it.
Wow.
That's fucking awesome. That's like,
That's-
I can't even watch game tape because I'm so fucking good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I'll be honest. I've only seen like snippet clips for a few seconds, and I'll be like, oh, I can't run with this. Like,
bro, Tom, she has a whole video where she pushes bocce balls out of her asshole. Bocce balls, Tom. I watched it not even out of like, I'm not turned on. It's just morbid curiosity. I'm sitting there like, what's the diameter of those things?
Yeah.
And what if one doesn't come out? You know, like what if you run out of gas?
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. She's
she really lets herself go.
absolutely
She's like her when she shoots porn. It's like an NFL game where they have like surgeons on the sideline,
ready to
like,
go.
just in case something.
They
happens.
put her in one of those tents, you know, or even worse, it's like a horse on the track. We pull up the thing. We have to put her down for what happened in there.
Yeah. It's fucking. She's
If you got the green light from Leanne and Christina,
Yeah.
do you really think you could actually pull it off? Because that's a whole other. It's one thing to be like, our wives won't let us, but I bet if your wives were smart, they'd be like, yeah,
go
green
on.
light.
Green light.
go ahead. And I
Well-
bet both of you would be like, no, never mind.
The
And I wouldn't blame
answer
you.
is the two of us would not pull it off together. There's no way.
You could.
Well, we
right?
would laugh.
Yeah.
And we would be looking at each other and we'd be like, look at
Look at how long balls.
Look how
Bert's
bad we
balls.
look. Like we're so fucking.
I mean, the dominatrix thing was, the first step of it.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was, it was a laugh fest. It was a joke.
there's
It
no
was
way.
absurd.
I mean, doing it one-on-one like is so different than
Yeah.
being like, hey, buddy, let's go DP
pal?
this shit.
It's wild.
Like,
To be
no
looking
way.
at Bert, and Bert would be like just
He'd be giggling the whole time. He'd be like,
and doing that laugh. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you could barely get through a podcast, let alone a fuck fest.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I had a buddy who with a girl. We were like, all three of us were like, we're gonna do a DP, and for like a year, me and my one buddy kept being like, I can't make it tonight.
The girl said yes.
Yeah, she was in our it was a full thing, fully planned until it was like, hey guys, you want to come over tonight? And we're like, I'm busy tonight.
Gotta get up early.
And we just did that for a year until she was like, fuck you guys, I'm getting married.
And did each of you hook up with her individually or no?
I don't know if he ever did. I did. Yeah,
You did.
Yeah, and it
so fucking funny. I'm getting married.
It was the pressure of the friend, though, right? That's obviously what keeps you from doing it.
It was the friend. It was like my best friend. So it was like the friend was the appealing thing. Where it was like, all right, we're all comfortable, we're good. And then I guess it got to the point where I'm like, I don't know, man. I've seen you like in the shower, but I don't know if I've
Yeah.
ever seen you hard.
I've seen Bert naked way more than I want to, and I still but I don't want to see him like hard and pounding and his eyes.
Yeah,
while
the
I'm like-
face. See Bert Kreischer's O face? Like,
Oh.
no fucking thank
I don't even like
you.
going to the gym with you, man, and like seeing you sweat. That's gross, let alone like being touching your sweat because you're gonna touch. It's gonna happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, at some point,
And also
like, you're
how
just-
hard Adriana would be laughing at it every
Oh,
time. She'd
yeah.
be like, this is so adorable. You guys.
You
trying to
boys.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I got fucked harder by people on estrogen pills.
she'd be like slapping you guys
Oh,
too,
yeah.
like just beating you up.
I would get to the point. I think if I was fucking Adriana Chechik, I'd be like I'd cry. I'd be like, it hurts. You
yeah.
need to fucking stop yelling at me. Emotionally, I'm in pain right now.
Jesus Christ.
How has the Come On Everybody I'm Coming Everywhere tour been? Like,
It's been-
I feel like you guys both have like hit your stride, really, like career wise, touring wise. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like
Tour-
as a fan, it feels like, all right, they are fucking killing the game.
It's on fire.
Yeah.
Touring, it's been wild for Bert and for me, and it's a lot, dude.
I mean-
like it's weird because I always worked a lot, even when I was like not selling any tickets. You just work. You had to you did it to make a living.
Right.
Now it's like, it's. I think part of it's that I took such a long time off, right, with the COVID and with the pandemic, that like now I was like, yeah, let's just do a fucking crazy tour. And now I'm like, I have to look at this thing week to week, because if I look at it, the full scale of it, it's so overwhelming.
Oh my god, I would never.
It's
To
so
be
overwhelming.
like, I can't even handle when I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a big week. Like we got like a lot of interviews. I gotta do several podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
I just gotta make it to Friday. You're like, I just gotta make it to like January 24. Like that's fucking insane.
and we're doing like full podcast schedules. And,
Yeah.
and like all the tour. Yeah,
I'm
it's-
sure
it's
other
daunting.
projects mixed in. You hope like a movie here and there. Shit
It's
like
daunting.
that. Like,
It is, but and then you can't complain about it because like, well, oh, I'm so sorry. You have
it's
so
like
much work.
self-imposed.
But
You're
like,
making so much money.
What I'm
and you're-
saying is like, you still have to try to find like some way to balance. And the good thing is the shows are a blast.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm bringing friends to not just even friends to open, but friends to hang out. So just to make it like a more fun hang.
Right.
So yeah, all that part of it is great. I'm just like I'm trying to enjoy it too. You have to remind yourself that it's really fun, but the shows and the cities kind of go past. You're like, oh, we were just there. And you try to like enjoy things, make it fun.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost what is it? Ray Lewis always said like you pay me for.
You pay me for Monday to Saturday,
like Sunday I give you for free.
The
Like, I enjoy
shows,
Sunday.
yeah.
Like the fans are paying tickets for your fucking plane and your travel,
Absolutely.
and your hotels and all that shit.
All the
right?
bullshit. The
Yeah.
shows are never a drag
Right.
to do. The shows.
And
are,
how much when you do that long of a tour?
Yeah.
By the end of it, let's say fast forward to like summer of 22.
Yeah.
Will you have a whole new act?
It'll be a lot
different, right?
It'll be
Yeah.
a lot different. Because then there's things that like the topical stuff just naturally falls away.
Yeah.
Then there's like those bits where you go, I cannot muster the false enthusiasm of telling
Ever
this
again.
again.
Yeah.
So it just naturally goes away,
Yeah.
and you naturally replace it.
Right. But it just kind of like phases in and
It,
out,
it,
right?
it
It's not
takes so like
you
if
have
you
to,
saw the show tonight, it would be one thing, and then if you saw it in 6 months, you'd be like, oh, like it feels like it's like a like 20% or 30% different, and then 6 months later, it would be like half to
Right.
to 3/4 different.
crazy.
Yeah,
And it's just a boatload of fucking money, isn't it?
it's so much money.
I mean,
It is
I just can't even imagine.
uncomfortable.
Is that why you like? If it was me, I've been asking all the comics recently, like, why do you continue to do like Northfield, Illinois, or whatever?
It's
And
a
it's-
fucking surgeon's salary for one show.
Okay, I'm happy you said that because everybody else has said like for the love of the game.
No,
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not that.
no.
Yeah, like to
It's-
just be like, I could go home and sit with my family for a night, or I could just do this again.
It's
and
you know
make
what happens?
a fucking.
You get the call, you're like I'm taking too many shows, and you get a call from your agent who's like, do you want to do like this extra show? And you're like, no. And then they tell you the offer, and you're like, am I a fucking asshole or something that I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
no,
Right.
I will turn down this fucking down payment on a goddamn a condo for one show. Like, I'll do it. Like, you just take it. You just
For an
take
act
it.
that you have memorized, and
Yeah,
like,
you're
you
just
do it in
like,
your
all
sleep,
right.
right? You can just like bang it out.
By the time like my tour right now in the fall slows like it stops mid-November, and I have 6 weeks off, right?
Holidays
But it's
and
like
shit like that.
but now the hour is like it is tight right now. In January, my tour goes absolutely bananas, like through the spring. And then it's just a matter of staying healthy. So like I work out on the road, I bring a trainer on the road, I do all
it's
this
no
stuff
joke.
just to like stay healthy, because doing the shows becomes just like
yeah.
like you can just do it, but you got to
Right.
take care of yourself. So like that's the only thing I worry about.
Yeah, that's got to be like the only thing we ever do on stage is live podcasts, but we just go up and wing it. you
Yeah.
know? And it's kind of scary because I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes our podcast is interesting, maybe but
Live
not
ones
funny, you know,
live
and,
ones
like,
are different.
Yeah, and I'm like, if I had like I know they're gonna laugh at this point, and then I'm gonna do this thing, and then this segment. It's got to be like so much. It's fucking impossible to get to that point, but once you have it, it must feel like it's like
wild.
batting practice, right? You're just
It's
like,
wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like when you just feel like you honestly feel so fortunate to like to be able to have people want to come out
Yeah.
and see you do that.
Yeah.
What you were doing anyway, like what you were doing for years and years and years, where they were like, we can't give away tickets to see you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was your break?
It was there's different like little things. I mean, my first Netflix special came out in 2014. I shot it in 2013, and then Netflix was a much smaller platform. It was still significant in 2014, but much smaller.
Right.
And so, like by the end of 14, I was selling out clubs, and I was like, this is wild. So I was actually like making
Money.
like
Yeah.
a good living.
Right.
And then it just has been it's always been a gradual increase, So
Yeah.
like
So there hasn't been like a.
no, it's been so like 2015. I was able to like sell out rock clubs, and then
I feel like that's a good way to do it.
it is
where it's
like I have had friends who go on the rocket ship,
Yeah.
where like it just takes off crazy, and I feel like it's harder to manage. You're harder to handle. Like I've had such
Mentally,
a slow,
emotionally, like, all that, where it's like all
I've
of a
had
sudden,
a slow rise where like I've been able to adapt to every
each
level.
level,
Of,
your
of,
family, friends around you,
everything
You know,
has
if you go
been-
from a nobody to like selling out theaters and shit, where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
now I'm a different person. So I'm supposed to, you know what I mean?
I think I've been super lucky in that regard where like it's been a climb, like a gradual climb.
I'm always interested to find out though, like when the more I learn about all of you guys, all my favorite comics, you all do have like even when you told that story relatively recently about doing a Subway commercial.
Yeah.
That was like several years ago when Jared was still around, right? And you know, like Schultz and DeStefano did that fucking hockey show they were talking about recently. Like,
I know
like,
Schultz was in that.
Yeah. Nick, what was it called?
Vendors.
Vendors. It was DeStefano.
Yeah, DeStefano and Schultz.
Yeah,
And,
like season one of
It was
a
on,
fucking
like,
hockey show.
it was on
the last two
IFC.
guys I would ever have playing hockey. You know? But it is interesting that there's like even when you guys before you have all popped, like you were doing auditioning for some shit.
Everything.
Yeah.
You're just trying to like, dude. When you start doing stand up, I feel like especially because we were like Bert, myself, those guys are like we're stand ups, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you do. You know, when you're a middle act, you get $100 a show, and I'm saying on the road, and that means most clubs you do a 6-show weekend, and they don't cover your travel,
So
and you don't work every weekend.
Yeah.
So
right.
like, if you're working 2 weekends a month, it's $1,200 for the month.
Jesus.
And so you're like, yeah, I'll do, like, you're taking odd jobs, side jobs.
Right.
There's an audition. You're like, yeah, I'm going to the audition. Like, you're doing every little thing
Right.
just to, like,
Fuck.
keep being able to do stand-up. You're just trying to keep being able to do stand-up, you know?
What do you think? I feel like recently I've had this like revelation, or not me personally, but the industry. Like I think you can just be a podcaster now,
You definitely can.
but in the sense of like, I feel like so many comics are like, I have to do a special, or I have to be on stage, I have to do something live, and it's like if you're just good at podcasting, you should just do that.
In this day and age, you can just do that. Now, it's great to be able to do podcasting and stand-up. If you're a stand-up,
yeah.
And if you
Or
can
even
make
do
it-
stand up, but the idea of like I have to do a special or have to, it's like
Yeah, no.
don't you know
if your
just do-
podcast fucking is legit, if you're good at podcasting and that takes off, and you happen to be a stand-up, it is a magic formula.
Right.
Like you don't have to do other things unless you
Right.
want to.
Right. But even that, it's like sometimes I feel like you want to, but it's like just stick with what's good, man.
Yeah.
Because you're good at this off the cuff or whatever. Like
Do your
Play
thing.
that
yeah,
game,
yeah.
dude.
I mean, almost like every comic should have one too. If you're a comic,
should have a podcast, right?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean,
that, like when I meet the ones that don't,
work
I'm
out
like,
at the very
Yeah, what is the point of not having, especially for a like it's a medium to be
well,
funny on.
it's not just the medium to be funny on, but it's like audiences now they know you differently. They know you on a
Yes.
different level.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
When we were growing up, like you didn't know Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock or Martin. Like you were just like, I see their show.
Yeah.
They're special. But now if you're a podcaster, like they get to know you in a way where it's like it's making that fan like performer relationship more intimate, which is
Definitely,
what you want.
I feel like
know?
you can tell different jokes because it's like
Absolutely.
they're gonna know when I reference my kids, my family,
Absolutely.
my whatever.
They'll know it on
Yeah.
a whole other level.
Yeah. And you're just like you're gonna be having these conversations with your friend or your family. You might as well press fucking record and make some money off of it. You know?
Yeah.
And your mom's house is is the plan to like almost do something like Barstool here, like where you bring in people and kind of like
Yeah.
you're the boss, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Be a network.
we have like a studio that's being built, you know,
Yeah.
and then we're going to be producing podcasts that we're not on.
Right.
So in
Right.
that regard,
Yeah.
yes. But I mean, I don't think we would ever like our goal was never like be like Barstool in the sense that the size, the scale, scope of Barstool, but it is in the sense that we want to be like have a handful of things that fit under like, our brand, our umbrella that makes sense for what we do.
Sure.
And produce and distribute those shows.
Would you exclusively do like stuff that makes sense on your brand, or like because like we have shit now that like doesn't really make sense?
No,
Like
yeah.
like would you do other stuff? Or is it
do
just like,
I
anything.
feel like I have to start by saying only do stuff that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
You
you have to
can know
grow to a
and-
point where you
yeah.
go like, yeah, there's stuff that
Right.
you wouldn't
It,
even
it
think.
used to kind of be like we need like guys who are talking about sports and
Yeah,
because I know
exactly.
what's funny, I know what's gonna work, and now
Yeah.
it's like we'll do a cooking show and the girls can do their celebrity gossip.
Yeah,
and,
I don't think we
you
would
know.
I just don't think that we would be that like it doesn't make sense for the size of our operation to be doing that. But I feel like us producing stuff that's in our lane that we go like, no, we would put our stamp on this because it feels like it fits what we do.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
That
it's a
makes
show
sense.
I'd appear on.
Yeah.
It's a show I'd listen to.
Yeah,
A show I'd
right.
appear on.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And fat astronauts is going to be a thing one day, right? Come on. Yeah? In the works? Officially?
I can't say.
Wow. That's awesome.
Wait, you know what? I feel like I forget it if it was you or Bert last time you were on. You were talking Christmas presents, or was it birthday presents?
Birthday presents.
Where you were gonna really one up them,
Well, we were trying to one up each other.
right?
When-
but you said you were taking it to another level. I think.
When's his birthday?
His birthday is in 2 days.
Oh,
Shut up.
Yeah,
So you've done it already, or no?
I've done it already. Yeah.
I've done it. It's done.
he
There's no
know?
reversing it.
He doesn't know. No.
Can you give us any hint?
It cost a fucking lot.
What's the number? Give me a ballpark. Or comparable.
Fuck, man.
We can beep.
Or
we can
just
beep
say
it.
the
We
fucking
can,
number,
We
you
can beep
pussy.
it out of the episode.
Yeah, just tell us.
Nick, beep it.
It's a little over.
That is fucking awesome.
And what was last time's? Because last time's was like the electric bike, no?
Yeah,
That's like what? Like, that's like
yeah.
yeah. So you went up like you went up like 15x, bro.
And now for your birthday, he has to spend more.
Yeah,
than
because
that,
that's what's
right?
funny is you're just doing this for
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
My birthday present's gonna be $5,000 now. You guys are gonna. I mean,
Well, he got me a Sea-Doo, like a jet ski.
yeah, that's a cool
That
gift
was
too.
pretty dope.
That's also such a good gift. Like, relatively speaking, I would imagine you're not gonna go out and buy a Sea-Doo for yourself, right? You might. You're buying cars and shit, but it's a
yeah.
cool like. This is a luxury to have.
That's a
like,
very
bam.
and it's super rad.
Yeah.
And it puts a smile on your face. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking fun, man.
Do you do it often? Because that's something I could see. Like, I do it like once, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this like every weekend.
It's kind of that. I mean, I was doing it a lot. I had surgery on my arm, and they were like, I was talking to the doctor. I was like, I just want to ask you if I could do a couple things, and he was like, okay. I go, can I jet ski? He goes, absolutely not. And I was like,
That's the last on the list.
I go, can I like drive a car on a racetrack? He goes, no. And I was like, can I shoot a gun? He was like, no. And I was like, what can I do? And he was like, rest. So,
Watch television.
but I just got clearance, so I can go back. So,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
What like genre, if you will, is this gift in? Is it a tangible thing? Is it a physical item? Is it an
no,
experience?
It's
Is
an
it-
experience. Yeah, it's an experience.
It's not a human porn star. It's not.
God. What if that was
I
her
got
feet?
you, Adriana, for your birthday.
She said,
that should be underpaid. If that was
yeah,
For real.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to be very interesting. All right, so the I'm Coming Everywhere tour on sale from now until like Tom dies. What is it? YMHstudios.com?
No, it's at tomsegura.com.
Oh, tomsegura.com.
Tomsegura.com.
All right,
Yeah.
check
Bunch
it out.
Of dates.
Get
Yeah,
the
tons of
dates and Two Bears, One Cave, Tom Talks.
You're also like, are you? Is it a regular thing that you're on the road with Rogan and Chappelle?
No. They called me in July, and they were doing these Vegas ones when like Vegas first opened up, and I jumped on I was a special guest, and it was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, before we go, tell me about that. Because
That was
you did the 9/11, and that was like everybody was there too.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a cool
yeah.
experience. I
That
see you
was
guys
cool.
on stage with your own phones. I feel like that was probably
But
like,
there
oh,
was
this is
something
cool for you.
about
But that looked like.
it was July. It was the weekend after July 4th, and
Where was that? Was that in Utah?
that was in Vegas.
Vegas, okay.
And so then I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I flew out there. I did the shows, and I was like, holy fucking shit, man! Like this was like it was such, like just
Spectacle.
you can't like talk the energy where you know sometimes you walk on stage and you're like, wow, like what a reception, but like that was 15,000 people and they went crazy, and my sets were so fun. So I really should not have taken the last two, but I got invited. They go, do you want to do Nashville and New Orleans like a week ago?
Wow.
And with everything
Vegas,
I'm
Nashville,
doing,
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Those are like the three.
I was like, I shouldn't, but I was like, it was too fun.
Yeah.
You know? So I did. I did the two. And again, you're an unannounced special guest. So it's just like
Very cool.
Jeff Ross had gone and done his set, Donnell Rollins, and then they go, all right, we have another special guest, you know, like one of those things. And then they announce you, and I get like, just to hear an arena pop for you, you know.
When
it's
you're
just-
up, you know, it's like they're seeing
Yeah,
big
they're
names
seeing
as
that-
is.
they're
You're not like
seeing
the
the-
biggest star on
No,
that set.
no,
you know?
definitely not.
So for you to get that, yeah.
For you to get that, it's a rush. You know, you're doing 20 minutes, and it's just I don't know. You just kind of sit in the pocket and just have fun.
Yeah.
And then then you watch like how when those guys go on stage, the place goes just fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Especially because they're both like have like this controversy all the time.
Yeah.
So like it's like the fan base wants to support you even more.
Absolutely.
So the shows were they were wild shows, man. Wild shows.
I remember when Chappelle came out. I actually seen Chappelle come out twice at MSG recently. I saw the Foo Fighters concert where they kind of like reopened live music, and then we were at the 9/11 thing. And both times it was like he's not even really a comedian anymore. He's doing comedy, but like he's like a demigod. He's like a celebrity rock star.
He's just reached such a level that's like I don't know, like you can't aim for that level. It's not like it's just its own thing that just happened naturally where he's like, he's a voice for people. Like he's
like giving a speech.
He's like a philosopher king.
Yeah.
But then he still has great jokes. Like we were doing arenas, 3 weeks, a month after a special came out. He was doing an hour set.
That's
and just
crazy.
murdering.
Really?
Yeah. He was fucking murdering at these shows. And I was like, who can do like
And he wasn't doing stuff in the closer?
nothing.
No shit.
Nothing. No. Just like
Sometimes I almost wish he was just do like a Killing Them Softly type set because it's like that that was like the funniest shit I've ever seen. But to see, it's almost like he's beyond just jokes in a way.
yeah,
right?
it's just like a constant.
It's almost like this is that's
evolution.
child's play to me.
His
Like
commentary on things, but then like he'll say something just super poignant, like right on the nose, and then still like hit a joke.
Make you laugh. Yeah.
He actually has developed almost his own style, which is like commentary.
I say that
and
about
then
like
joke.
Kanye. I'm like, I don't even think Kanye West is a rapper anymore.
Right.
I don't know what music he makes. Kanye music, where it's it's his own thing.
His own thing.
It's like Chappelle just has his own brand
It's
of
his own,
comedy and speech. And
you can't like. It's also impossible to like copy.
no,
You can't
imagine
do
you getting up there trying to do like let me smoke a cigarette and like lean on the
cigarette
speaker
thing,
and
I
just
know.
like fucking.
Mostly if you tried to cigarette out on stage indoors, like
fuck
people
off
would
here.
tackle you.
Yeah,
Someone would be
like,
get out of
get
here.
Well, I remember at the
lost.
Comedy Store, it's like it's California. Where they don't fuck around with cigarettes anywhere in California.
And then
Anywhere.
just let him.
He's
Not a
just
word.
walking in the hallway with a cigarette. And you're like, and they're like, I don't know. Stay
Yeah.
They
Well, I love that. This such a simple response when he said like somebody was like, "You can't smoke a cigarette." He said, "No, you can't smoke a cigarette." It's so easy. It's
Sometimes
like,
if you have that to flex, I guess you got to pull it out. Sometimes.
I don't even want a cigarette right now, but I can, so I will.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate it. You got some time to answer the internet?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go next door and answer some stupid questions. All right, the holiday season is approaching. All I want for Christmas this year is YouTube subscribers. We got to get to 100,000. I want that
Please, sir, can you buy
100,000
these
plaque.
subscribers?
We've got a goal for all you out there, for everybody. At 100,000 subscribers, Polly Feidelberg will join us on the show. Maybe. Well, if not, we'll probably have to trick her into it. But at 100K, you will get Polly content. So subscribe, click the bell icon so you get notifications so that you're always watching. Leave a comment below. Talk about it. Post about it. Spread word. Tell your friends. 100,000 subscribers on KFC Radio for Polly Feidelberg. Let's make it happen.